Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'll be doing an inspection of my trapout location number 2 2018. Find details in my blogspot. A link is provided below in the comment section. Go and check it out. It's an update of what I do, and now and again I make a video like this. Start with opening the hive, and I'm checking the lid for a possible queen. There should be a queen in here, but she might not be laying yet, so I'm looking for signs there is a queen in this hive. First frame I pull out here is one with half a frame of foundation that the bees have built on. Sorry you can't see what I'm looking at since I pointed the camera at the hive and looking at the frame. You can't see it yourself. I'm checking the frame for queen cups, and or even a queen that's walking on there. I'm kind of hoping to find eggs, maybe brood, but it's early and I don't find it. I'll bring up the frame towards the camera and show you what I found on it. So here we go. There are 2 queen cups on there. This is the first one, and then a smaller one that hasn't been drawn out fully over there. And on the other side, there are also 2 queen cups on there, as you can see. So there's definitely signs that there might be a queen emerged in this hive, though she might not be laying yet. I'm going to set this frame down so I can remove the other ones more easily to work my way through the hive. I'm going to balance it out and set it against the side of a small hive, but that doesn't work, so I just set it down on the ground. Next frame I'm trying to pull out is actually a piece of comb that I rubber banded in, but they built out the comb on the cell wall of the hive instead of drawing out comb further inside the frame. Trying to pull it out without breaking the comb and only breaking the pieces that are against the wall. So after a few attempts I'm noticing it's not going to work, and I might damage the comb that is actually rubber banded in there. Fortunately I did not bring my hive tool for this inspection because I didn't expect any problems. I did bring a knife, always have a knife handy, so use that to off the comb from the cell wall. And as you can see, slipping and making abrupt movements. It's the attention of the bees. So I can lift off the frame now, or lift it up rather, and inspect it. Fortunately, I hold it too high again in front of my eyesight instead of in front of the camera. But still, I'll show it to the camera in a bit. There's nothing much of importance on there. I'll show you in a minute. You can see it's mostly empty comb, and you can see the parts that I had to cut loose on the right hand side here. So there are bees on there putting a small amount of nectar inside the comb. Try to place the frame back gently so I don't squash any bees, and we'll move on to the next frame. This one's a newly bought frame. You can see by the colour all the other frames have been used in a hive previously, not mine because this is my first year. I got them second hand. This is a frame I bought newly. I put in the foundation myself, and there's nothing on there except for bees. I won't show it to the camera. What I'm doing is looking for the queen, if she's walking around on that frame or not. I'm taking my time since this is my first year of beekeeping, and if this hive made a queen, she will not be marked. So I am looking twice over at every bee I see. Next frame you see here is a small piece of comb that I rubber banded in. Not much to look at, not much to see. It was a freshly drawn comb from my Xander hives. It was actually built on simplex frames that are smaller than my Xander frames, and they were built. This piece of comb was built on the outside of the frame, so I took it out of the hive and decided to put it in here. If there's a queen, she's got a little bit of room to lay in already. But with this frame, I'm happy to see they're actually building. You can see the bees all hanging on each other. So this is how they draw a comb. If you see bees hanging like this, a frame, you know they're building out a new comb. Secreting wax and chewing it up, moulding it into shape. I'm intently looking, not expecting the queen on here, but well, she's just one of the bees, so she might be. What you can see is on the last frame, I have to check, there's a lot of bees on the top bar, so you can expect that frame to have a lot of bees on it. And since it's the last frame I'm inspecting, chances are the queen is on there. I'm not going to show this frame to the camera that I'm holding right now. I'm in the illusion that I was showing it, or you could see it at least from a distance as I was inspecting it from where I was. So yeah, putting it back and stepping over to the next frame. Lucky for me, this one is not stuck to the outside, or the inside of the hive rather. And as expected, it's loaded with bees. Again, all I'm doing here is looking for proof there's a queen in this hive. Are there eggs inside comb? Is there comb on there to begin with? Is there a queen bee running around the midst of those thousands of bees are in there? And I have to admit, I did not see her. Not even on the other side as I flip over the frame. It's loaded with bees. I might have missed her. She could be out on a mating flight. She could not even be there for all I know, in spite of the queen cups that I found. There are some places here that I've found with a bunch of bees clumped up. I blow at the bees, and I'm not going to do that again because they started flying up and disturbed them. I'm much rather going to try and push them out of the way with my finger next time. Since I didn't see her on either side, I decide to actually flip the frame over again and look again, because I really want to have a queen in this hive. But look as I may, she's either not there, or I'm not seeing her, or I missed her, or she was on the inside of the box and moved about without me noticing it. All sorts of reasons why I couldn't see her. You can see here that I'm trying my best to look at things from different angles. That's me blowing again, and you can see the bees, choop, they go right up to my mouth as soon as I blow them. So not a good idea to do that. Learning this as I go. Nobody told me this. I did read it afterwards on the internet somewhere. So yeah, if you're new to beekeeping, you want to look inside a bunch of bees, it's much better, even if you have gloves on, to just gently push them aside with your finger. Don't just blow on the bees, they'll go nuts. You disturb them too much in that way. So yeah, don't do it. Do not blow. Well, you might try it once to see the reaction if you really want to try. It's not going to kill them, but it's best you don't. So after trying to move the bees a couple of times with blowing on them, I actually grew smarter and I freed up one of my hands. I'm going to set the frame down soon and I'm going to push them with my finger as I instruct you to do. But if you find another way, well, let me know what you think is best. I prefer this way of moving the bees out of the way to look underneath and inside the comb. So as I said before, I did not find a queen, not even after pushing some of them away with my finger. And I look inside the box now. Might be that she's underneath or on the frames that I already placed back, but I do not spot the queen anywhere. So there's nothing much to do for me but to put the hive back together after this quick look inside and, well, hope that she is on a mating flight. I do not want to change the order of the frames, so I'm going to put this back next to the hive wall and then slide the other frames back over to where they were, and after that I will pick up the frame that I set down and put it back in the hive. What I did here is take out the frame with the least amount of bees on it, and I did do it very gently. I'm going to inspect the frame I set down on the ground again in idle hope to find the queen. She's not going to be in there, but I'd rather put the frame with the least amount of bees in the hive box, so that if some of them get squashed by me putting it in, it's the very least amount. So I don't quite get the order right, because this was a frame that was on the second of the outside, and I did move the order around a bit. I did not intend to do that. And as you can see, me dropping in the frames has disturbed the bees a bit, but they settle down quite fast. Quite pleased with how gentle these bees are. I'm going to give you a quick update on where I am with this hive now while I'm cleaning up. So the inspection you just saw I did at June 4th, 2018, and Wednesday, 2 weeks after that, on June 13th, I got a call late in the evening from the people where this trap out is set up. They spotted a small group of bees on a post. So I set out that day at 11 o'clock in the evening in the dark. I fetched the queen that I think actually came from the tree this hive is being trapped out of, and I put that queen in another box on top of a hive that I just split up earlier. So there was no queen in my split, and I tried to join them. with a newspaper in between the two boxes. Coming up next in this same video is an inspection of that combination I made. Then I called up my sister because my apiary is too close to move this box there in one go, and I did not want them at this location to call me again, hey, there's bees returning here and your hive's not here. So I called my sister up, who lives quite a bit away, and this box is actually set up there now. Right now you can see the tree. This is how I do my trap out. The bees that are returning are clumping up on the underside of the tree, so they can't get back in, and the piece of wood that's resting against the tree was actually there to provide a walkway.
Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to check this box right here, this one, because you might have seen a split I made in the bottom here from bees that came from my SS1 2018. So this is my SS2 2018, but I got a call from the Trapout 2 location that they saw the queen leave the tree it was in. So it was a scoop full of bees with a bee in it. I saw it because I took it and I brought it back home, put it in a super. And today I've checked through the window and I think she's gone down into the brood chamber here, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to remove the top box, see if it's empty. If it is, I'm going to remove the newspaper I've put in between the two bee colonies, the queen and the queenless split I did. So I'm hoping they accepted the queen. Not going to do a full inspection, just going to see what's in here. Hopefully nothing. And if nothing's in here, I'm going to look at the top of the brood box I made, because I'm sure they haven't started building yet. I don't see any comb being drawn out. So I'll leave that as is and hopefully remove that box. I'll come back and give you a look in the boxes, but I won't be able to tape because I only have one hand to work with if I film, because we've got stuff going on at our house with painting and whatnot, so I can't find my stand. So bear with me, I'll be back to show you what's inside the top box. So here we go. As you can see, or maybe not that clearly as I can, the frames are all empty, and if you look down there, there's some bees that are on the newspaper here. So I'm going to remove this box entirely and look inside the bottom box, because nothing's in the top box as was expected. See you as we will take a look in the bottom box, but no full inspection. So this is what it looks like now. These are still two filler frames with nothing in, an empty frame with half a foundation. Same here. This is the feed, and as you can see they are actually eating from it. I was hoping they would start building out because I fed them, but as you can see in between here, right there, they've started building the comb against the comb from the other frame. So they're making a mess of it. That's why I don't want to do an inspection. I'm looking at the bees. They're quite calm. Smells of honey, and I can't really see anything special from here. It's no use for me to take out this frame because on this side all I can see is honey. So the interesting stuff should be in here somewhere. Did they accept the queen? I don't know. Did they make queen cups when I did the split? I don't know. What I do know is that in front of the hive I've seen bees come and go, and they come with pollen. See? I don't know if you saw, but one landed there with pollen just now. Not gonna wait much longer, but I'm hoping to show you again. Well, I'm gonna close them up because I don't want to disturb them that much. So yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.